So Sunday comes and we roll down.
Hi, my name is Tara Lang, and today I'm going to show you how to do that cute little wingding eyeliner that everybody's doing. My favorite eyeliner ever is Bobbi Brown's gel liner. The Longwear gel liner. It's amazing. Ooh, it's time for a new one. I just put a little bit of the gel liner here on my palette. And the brush I like to use is actually a little different. A lot of eyeliner brushes are advertised to be this angle brush, but if you can see here, it's a little tapered brush. And if you think of yourself like a painter, when you paint and you want this nice, clean, very sharp line, you don't use a short, stumpy little brush. You use a flowy brush. So that's my thought on eyeliner. I want to make sure that I follow the line of the lower lid, and I don't want to go below that, because what that's going to do is bring the eye down. I tend to always just darken the base just to get going. Make sure that's all there. So I like to start at the outside and work my way in, because I find if you start in the middle and then you try to pull and make the wingding on the way out, you're pushing on the eye so that it starts to pull and it changes the shape. So if you decide where you want it to go and you go from there, it's a lot easier to fill in the space. So see how that doesn't really tug or distort her eye and the skin. Down here it does a little bit, but then you can start on the other side and then pull that way. So it's kind of working in both directions. It's painting, you know? There's nothing exact about it, whatever way you can make it work, but this is the way it works for me. My next little trick that I like is that a lot of eyeliners, you know, it doesn't seem complete for whatever reason, and usually it's because you're not hitting the center of the eye, the in-between. So I say look down in that way, and then I can get in there a lot easier. Oh, look up at the camera, so you can see it's a little bit more complete now. Part of creating a very nicely framed eye and face is the eyebrows. So next we're going to go in with actually an eyeshadow, and we're going to shape up the eyebrows. I have a weird take on eyebrows. I don't like pencils. They're a little too strong, a little too heavy, and if you're at home doing it on yourself, it tends to get a little out of control. You see little lines in your eyebrow. So a really easy way to make a brow with a little less likely that you'll mess up, is to use a gray eyeshadow, because what you're doing is you're filling in your eyebrow, and instead of trying to match the color of the eyebrow, you don't want to match the hairs. That's like trying to draw little hairs, and that's why if you try to match your brown hair, it ends up looking red on your skin, because that's not how it's meant to be. So if you use a gray mixed with a little bit of a cooler brown, you're imitating what the hairs are doing, which is creating a shadow. And what color are shadows? They're always in a depth of gray. Edit or anything. I just take my angle brush and I can go in and lightly start filling in. I find when I use small strokes, you can build it up a little bit easier and really shape it. You can make it bigger, and you're not trying to draw one solid line. We're not painting here, you know, we're just filling in eyebrows to make them look nice. And brush up the eyebrows to try to get them exactly in position where you want. Alright, so we got a brow. Made it a little bit. So next, we're gonna do some eyelashes. First, you just peel your little eyelashes off. I have some quirky little techniques that I'm gonna show you, and hopefully you like them. I think they work pretty well. So first thing, you wanna loosen them up a little bit because they're kind of stiff sometimes, and since the eye is curved, you wanna make sure it's gonna curve with the eye all nice. Never assume that these are gonna fit your eye exactly as they are, because they don't. Always measure your piece. So I start in the middle, or I'm sorry, not the middle, towards the center of the eye with the shorter end. And then I just kind of lay it down across her eye. And it's a little sticky as is, which is in a way nice, so I can test it. And I put it on her eye, and I have her open her eyes. I see where it hits. Now, close your eye. Oh, open. Now I think it's a little too long. I don't like it if the eyelash goes far enough out that when you look dead on, you see the eyelash droop down below her eye. That's too long. So you want to shorten it so that it's short enough so it brings everything up. So I'm going to cut just one knot off, I think will be just dandy. Hello, I can cut. There we go. Okay. You're gonna take your glue. This is just Duo. It's an industry standard. It's been around forever. This is the white or clear. I squeeze just enough so that it comes up to the tip. And then I run it along the lash. Instead of trying to squeeze it on the lash, I do the opposite. This gravity's not gonna work in your favor. If you have it below it, you're just gonna glop the whole thing with a ton of glue, and you don't want to do that. So if you do it the opposite way, you can control how much glue is on there. Now I take a brush that, it's just a basic brush, one that I'm not too partial to, because if I get glue or latex on it, it won't really matter. So I take my nicely glued eyelash, and I place it on the center. And I kind of take my brush and I kind of wiggle it in. Wiggle it into place, and then I can take the brush and I push it down as close to the lash line as possible. Nothing worse than seeing a pair of false eyelashes that are about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of the eye. That just pains me. So once you have it placed in the right position, I take the other end of my brush, place it on the eyelid, and I actually roll it over. And what this does is, one, it's going to help the eyelashes stay on better, but it's also going to make your eyelashes look far more natural because it looks like they're growing out from within your eyelid. Now, I've done Allison's eyelashes before like this, and you wore them for, what, 2 weeks you said?
2 weeks, they stay on.
That's just with regular glue?
It's magical.
Open your eyes and look up. Usually when you get it that close to the lash line, you're gonna stick a little bit. That is very normal. Just go in with your brush and kind of pick at it. And there you go. That's not done yet, but that's just the lash on there. So I take the mascara out with my brush. I only want to dip it once, no double dipping. And I kind of leave it on this paddle here. This paddle serves as a protector for underneath the lash. So what I'm going to do is paint it on, literally. Look up. And I can get the bottom lashes at the same time by placing it under the bottom lashes. Close your eyes. And I have her close her eyes, grab a little mascara, and I paint it on. And I can push the bottom lashes, her real lashes, and the false lashes together. And make them one. And look at the camera, show your pretty eyelashes. See, we got that stuck together a little bit. Ooh,
That was nice. Good hiccup.
yeah.
What we don't realize is what we choose can set us free.
I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have, so leave me a question and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can.